We'll now convene this October 2nd, 2025 meeting of the Centreville Town Council. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, next up is agenda review. Council, are there any additions or changes to the agenda?
I have none.
None? Okay. Next up is review of past minutes. You have in your packet the minutes from the September 18th meeting. Are there any changes or additions to those minutes? Okay, if not, I'll hear a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the September 18th Town Council meeting.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next up, I'm going to read a closed session statement. Closed session announcement regarding a town council closed session on October 2nd, 2025. The town council met in closed session on Thursday, October 2nd, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. to seek advice of legal counsel in accordance with the Maryland Open Meetings Act. 5 members of the town council voted to close the session. The authority to close the session is found in section 3305 of the general provisions article. The town council discussed the following topics: legal advice on a contract and a business seeking to locate or expand in the town. There were no actions taken. The following members and staff were present: Ashley H. Kaiser, President; Jeffrey D. Keel, Vice President; Daniel B. Worth and Sandra Lee Huffer, members; Sharon Van Emberg, Town Attorney; Carolyn Brinkley, Gay Adams, and Clifford Matthews from the town staff. The meeting adjourned at 6:50 p.m. Okay, we will now enter our citizens forum. Citizens are requested to keep their comments to 3 minutes. Are there any citizens that wish to address the council? Okay, next up we have appearances, starting with our fishing derby winners.
I don't have my camera or
Oh,
phone.
I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll want me to read the names, so. So, on Saturday, September 13th, we have our annual fishing derby, and we have several in attendance tonight that won in their category. The first category was the 2 to 5 age bracket, and the winner of that was Adeline Morgan. Her grandfather came and picked up the trophy yesterday. Both of her parents are serving the military, so she lives with them until they are back home. And our second category is the 6 to 9 age category, and there was a little girl who was winning this the whole day until the last 10 minutes. And then a 9-year-old Bowen Payne, he caught a 15.5-inch catfish to be the winner. So come on up and get your trophy. And you were persistent, weren't you?
Nice.
Congratulations. Come on, what's for coming?
You don't want to be in all these photos?
I do not want to be in the back.
And I don't see the family of the 10 to 12-year-old category. 12-year-old Braden Cambonza, he won in his category. He had a 12-inch catfish, and it's good to note that the first catch of the day was his younger sister, Mila Cambonza. She was 8 years old, and she caught a 12-inch catfish. So she almost was the winner in the 6 to 9 category, but you held on and you beat her out. So it was a great event by all. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. All right, next up we have the oath of office for a board or commission, and Councilmember Worth will administer that oath to Steve Klein. Come on up.
I have something for Steve to sign too.
We need that mic, Carolyn.
I think you need that, yeah.
One second. Hold. I should move. I'm like dead center.
Why are you moving?
Please raise your right hand, say aye, pronounce your name in full, and repeat after me.
I, Steve Klein,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the laws and Constitution thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
member of the Centreville Board of Appeals
member of the Centreville Board of Zoning Appeals,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
the town charter,
the town charter,
the laws and ordinances of the town of Centreville.
the laws and ordinances of the town of Centreville.
And that is it.
Thank
Welcome
you.
aboard
Thank you.
again. Thank you.
Steve, we need you to sign.
Sign your oath.
Thanks for the confidence.
Yeah, thank you for being willing to serve.
Great. Thank you so much. Welcome.
All right. Next up, we have an appearance from Blue Crab Car Wash.
How are you this evening?
Good, how are you?
Good. Ryan Showalter on behalf of Blue Crab Car Wash.
Mike Hall's part owner.
And Matt Riddleberger, the other owner, is, had a trip planned out of the country and not able to be here today. So I submitted a letter to you by email, and we've been coordinating with town staff. I didn't represent Blue Crab Car Wash when I was present for your discussion about their water and sewer request a
you
month
do
ago.
now.
But I do now. And so I heard some of your discussion, but really wasn't paying close attention because I was here for something else.
You don't pay attention to every minute of our meeting?
Most of it, but not all of it. So I didn't catch every word.
Wild admission, but okay, we're off to a good start.
But I caught the gist of the comments were that this use required a lot of water, and we understand you have limited capacity. Frankly, I think it's fair to say that it was a real surprise to the applicant to have spent months and tens of thousands of dollars on design and engineering to get through site plan approval and then to come here and be denied.
I'm just going to stop you there because we've had that conversation with applicants publicly, applicants you represent, applicants others represent, that they know that water and sewer allocation is the decision of the town council. And so a choice to go through engineering and design and never communicate with anyone on the town council is just that, a choice.
But fair comment. I mean, I think the staff recommended approval of the allocation.
The staff doesn't get to give the allocation.
I understand. I'm not here to argue. I just they weren't here, not out of a.
But just their surprise is, ignorance of the law is not a defense, right? And so ignorance of the process is not a defense to not following the process.
Well, they followed the process.
Then it worked how the process works.
So we're here to hopefully change that. They went back to the drawing board and said, look, we understood the comments that were communicated by the council. This took a lot of water and sewer, principally sewer is the concern, sewer capacity. How can we try to address those concerns and still have a project? And spent time with the engineers, spent time with the equipment manufacturers, and there is much more expensive but available water reuse technology that basically involves the use of buried, underground tanks that take the bulk of the water that is used in the car wash system. It goes through a series of tanks that sort of look like septic tanks. So they have risers and they're used to settle out solids incrementally. So that by the time you get to the third tank, you have really clean water. It goes through a filtration system and an oxygenation system to eliminate odors, and then it's reused to wash other cars. The solids are pumped out of those tanks periodically, but it dramatically reduces the wastewater flow because it recycles and reuses that water. And so they're willing to invest in that additional capital expense to try to keep this project alive. They work with the manufacturer to spec the design to integrate that into their system. Spent time and sent that to your Public Works Director in advance of tonight's meeting, and my understanding is that KIP has agreed with the projection of 14 EDUs, which is half of what the request was last time. And so we're here tonight before you to answer any,
I wanted to add to it too, because we contacted Halco, the people that install the system and have the reclaim, is what they call it. He said it was actually it's a higher number than I was anticipating. He said it would be about an 85% cut down. So when we go from 27 to, we're saying even 14, I think it'll be even lower than that. But I mean, I know obviously after a year, we would have to reevaluate and see, where we're at, but I did want to make that point, sorry.
Yep. We wanted to be conservative and give you a number that everybody could be comfortable with. So, the request tonight would be for you to reconsider your decision, but it's a request for 14 EDUs instead of 28. So it's half of what was before you a month ago.
I'm not prepared to make we just got this today. So I'm not personally prepared to make a decision today. And if we want to push a decision today, mine won't have changed. But if I could use some time to think about it and read about it, but I'm not interested in making a decision to grant allocation today, that's for sure.
Right. A couple questions. So is this like the only technology? Is this like the cutting edge technology that you can purchase now? Is there anything above this just from, could you do anything else other than this as far as?
They have different types of systems.
Right.
That's just one that's commonly used, like mainly in city areas is a huge area, not like, I'm not saying Centreville's not a city, I'm talking like larger towns.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they got different types out, but I mean, this one was, with the 85%, I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, so I just didn't know as far as just, because I've been to eco car washes, right? And I haven't asked, are you doing 100% recycling? You're doing 80% recycling? From a consumer perspective, you're like, okay, well, they're not using any water and they're recycling it all. Again, just from a high level. So I just didn't know the technology to say, this is as good as it gets, 85. It's not like you can do 100% recycling of your water.
Right.
And I don't know. That's the question I would have.
Yeah, so I think you'll find that when you look at different, and I represent a number of car wash developers, when you look at different technologies, the technology often more deals with how you treat the water. Some use ozone, some use oxygen to remove odor, how you deal with the soaps that are in the water. There's not much really that reduces the volume of water below what we have here. And when you think about, if we hit 85% reduction, when a car comes out of the car wash, it comes out wet. Right? So there are blowers at the end.
Yeah.
But it's still damp. There's mist and stuff that isn't fully captured. So that all of the water that hits the ground goes into these tanks and is recirculated.
Right.
But there's water that's lost, just moisture on the body of the car.
And maybe it's me from not knowing the technology, because when you say you're doing 80, 85%, I'm assuming when you're going through that car wash, all that water going through that system is falling and getting recycled, but you're only being able to capture 85% of that water, because what you're saying, when you go out of the car wash, you're still wet. So you're saying the other 15% is on the cars as they exit?
The bulk of it, that's right.
I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
yep, that's
Again,
right.
I don't know anything
There's
about
there's
car
mist in the tunnel that blows out, so there's some evaporative loss.
Yeah, I've had it. Yeah,
Yep.
right. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
technically not going into the sewer system,
Right.
which is the main
Right, just
issue.
the air and evaporating or whatever. Yeah. It's not being able to be recycled,
Right.
that water. Right. Okay. Another question I'm forgetting. So this car wash, this type of technology, because you came, Ryan, on another topic as far as just, this is in other towns and I have history and all that. So relating to this car wash, the type of technology you use, do you have the same kind of like historical information saying it's done in this town, and I can tell you, like you did, Ryan, at another previous meeting,
Yep.
to say this is really where this, because you were saying I thought it would be less. So do you have a similar, like, this is the same technology that's at, this car wash in this town?
I don't know of anybody that uses it. My question, I mean, except, maybe you might know since you work with other
Yep.
car washes, is Autobell in Kent Island. I feel like they have a reclaim. Do you know? Because see, I know they took the wet dog out that was over there, so I don't know if maybe one car wash left, so maybe they got allocated the sewage
But
number.
beyond the Eastern Shore.
But I don't know, I don't know.
It's used so Ganders in Easton by Chick-fil-A, they use the same technology. You would never know. They're buried underground tanks. You'd know by looking at their wastewater flows. But so the recycling and the calculations are based on the manufacturer's data. So the manufacturer has these all over the country, and that's the data that we provided to Public Works for the calculations. We can certainly ask them where else it exists in Maryland if you wanted to see
Yeah,
it.
just similar
or-
to the other, again,
Yep.
I'm just reflecting on what you did relating to some other EDU calculations that were done by Public Works, and then you're saying, we have this business in multiple towns, and this is the EDU comes, and I'm comfortable with it. So
Okay.
I would like to know, because maybe it's less.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
it's hard because, like, this is, the traffic count is not as much here, so.
Of course,
You know,
right.
versus somewhere else. It's really hard to compare that, you know, versus somewhere
True,
that's got like
volume.
25,000 cars a day versus, 10 here or 12.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big,
Kinda
big
hard.
issue as well.
Good point, yeah. Okay, those are my questions.
I'm good. Sandra asked my question, so I'm good.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll consider it at a future meeting.
Okay.
and thank you for, like,
I mean,
technology.
unless someone feels super strongly to make a motion.
No, I mean, I think it's just to think about it, but thank you for doing, again, the technology and
you wanna make a
considering that. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Okay.
I want to make a motion to approve the 14 EDUs to Blue Crab Car Wash.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we're gonna do a roll call vote. Councilmember Worth?
Yes.
Council Vice President Keel?
Yes.
No? Councilmember Huffer?
So what, that's
Fails on a tie.
at this point.
I have a question. I mean, what's the next step if what's the reasoning you just got it today? From,
We just got it from your attorney today.
oh, okay.
So you voted on that motion. I mean, are you willing to consider it another meeting? Or is that
I mean, they forced the issue, so I feel like it's what's done is done,
Well.
to me. We have a new council being seated in,
right?
2 weeks. I mean, I appreciate how much it is unfortunate to spend a lot of money on a project and then it die, but that's just kind of what happened here, I guess. I mean, welcome to bring it up again.
Okay.
I struggle with this one because while I appreciate the water reuse technology, it does not answer the chief concern for me of using a large number of EDU for something that doesn't provide a public benefit. I still don't see the public benefit here. You're not talking about job creation. You're not talking about something new and different for the town. You're talking about a duplicative business with some cool technology now. But, I'm certainly always willing to learn more and do more, but Council Vice President Keel felt it was important to vote this evening, and so we voted.
Okay. We'll be back.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Next up, we have Resolution 10-2025, the Business Park Public Works Agreement. Sharon, anything you want to, we already talked about this, I feel.
Yeah, this is the 3-year extension for the
Yeah.
road.
Okay, so we just need a vote on this?
Yes.
All right, we'll do a roll call vote. Councilmember Worth?
Well, I wanted to say something before we went into
Oh, I
this.
guess we need a motion.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah, we don't have a motion anyway, so.
big into making motions tonight, so.
Okay, let's do it formally, then
Okay.
I'll discuss
All
something.
right, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve Resolution 10-2025, which is an amended public works agreement for the business park.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, let's have some discussion. And then we're
Um,
gonna vote,
yeah.
and then we're gonna go back to some important business in just a minute.
I'm bringing this up because in 3 years, they'll probably ask for an extension again, but what I noticed is they continue to carry this 15 acres, it's either 15 acres or so many years, okay? And it's like, well, things have been approved since the last time, okay? And I kind of roughly looked it up. I couldn't get into land records today, but at least I got into the plats. And, so far, there's the spec building, that's lot E1, the one on Common Drive, and they rerouted, this is Laser Drive, right? Laser,
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Taco Bell, so that totals like 5 acres, okay? So they've already
Yeah,
used 5 out of the 15, okay?
Hey, when,
Okay, but, I'm just gonna lay it out. I'm not saying I'm against this or we want to change anything, but just
No,
so
let's-
you have the whole story, okay?
Let's get the whole story, yeah.
Because, yeah, but what they're doing is they're gonna pave a certain chunk of Laser Drive, okay? So they're not gonna pave the whole thing. It looks like they're just gonna do from Comet back to where the cannabis facility is, that little stretch, okay? And those two lots are unsold. They're lot E and L. That's like 8 acres and 6 acres. So that's, if they did those, that would take care of 15 acres. We have the lot NOP, N, O, and P, which is the proposed shopping center, the small shopping center, and that's 5 acres. It hasn't been, it's still in process. It's not like done. Okay, so they say 15 acres. Well, and NOP will take care of 5 of that because the plat that they show does not show NOP as part of it. They show the Taco Bell, they show the spec building. So anyway, they got about 10 acres to go, either way. So I'm just letting you know. But-
Yeah.
So they don't try to
We just
carry
chopped an
another,
acre off.
so in 3 years, they try to carry 15 again, after, so pay attention to the
That's what you're
acreage.
saying.
But, I'm okay with it, so,
Okay with it under duress.
yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion on this topic?
No.
Okay, we'll take a roll call vote. Councilmember Worth.
Yes.
Council Vice President Keel.
Yes.
Yes. Councilmember Hupper.
Yes.
Okay. So don't leave, guys. We have stuff to sign. Okay, we're gonna take a pause in our agenda because we have the man of the hour.
We have Mr. Braden Cambongsa.
Kambongsa, and this is Connor,
Okay.
but they all worked hard, and so he's accepting.
He's accepting the hat.
Amazing. Come on up.
That's cool.
Come on up. What did I do with my phone?
All right, hold on. Let's get a picture.
For your brother, and we'll get a picture. How about that?
Congratulations, thank you for coming.
Let's take a photo. That's more than I've ever caught over there.
Thank you.
And the biggest hat.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Kip.
Kip again?
Kip again. For the RFP for Belvedere and Tillman Drive.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
We kind of put this on hold last time I was here and talked to you. There's been some new developments with it. We found out we can go ahead and award the contract for the engineering on it. We also lucked out pretty good when we were working on the application for this. We have been for quite a while, but also getting this portion of the funding straight, found out that we're eligible for 100% grant with no matching funds. So,
If the government ever reopens, we'll get right on it.
yes, that's exactly right. So anyhow, I'm asking tonight to be able to award the contract to Davis Moore and Sharon Associates for $58,050 to do the design work. This will take us up to the point of we'll be ready to go out to bids for contractors to award for the actual construction of it. There's one more thing that we have to follow up, just so that you understand. With this, we have to also do a preliminary engineering report like we had to do for the wastewater plant. That's going to be an extra added onto this price, because at the beginning, we weren't going to have to do that. But we've got a NEPA review and this RFP, so.
So I'm in favor of doing this, but I am concerned, with the government shutdown, all CDS is on pause until it opens again. So if we award this contract and I don't even want to say this out loud, but it's 6 months with no federal government. We're on the hook for this while we just wait, or?
Yeah, it's a reimbursement, so.
Right, so
you're
we'd have to
gonna
pay it anyway and then just
Pay
wait.
it anyway.
Okay, that's fine.
I have a couple questions. So, there's 2 beds,
Yep,
and they were a pretty big difference.
yes.
I'm like, can you explain, like, that's a pretty big difference,
I'm
like,
not the one that put the bid in, so I
I
can't
mean, as far
explain.
as just,
Looking through their bid package and everything, they're both, have local offices here. I've worked with both of them.
Right, right.
Both have, you know, an excellent,
Yeah.
background to them
No,
and
right.
everything. I can't tell you why there's a difference. I tried to look, and we did compare
Yeah, okay.
their bid package, but, they're very
they're
similar.
comparable,
So,
I mean, they're
you know,
apples to apples.
Yes, they're apples to apples.
Okay.
The only difference is one was that much cheaper. And I will tell you, it's, the cheaper way is not always the way
No,
to go.
no, absolutely.
But with this one, I knew both these firms
Right,
well enough.
right.
They'll take care of us, so.
Okay, okay. And then this project, just, again, because I was asking Carolyn earlier about the total cost of this project. So what was budgeted versus kind of here today, what you think it's going to cost? And we talked about it, so the cost for Tillman was like budgeted, it was $839,000.
That was some time ago.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm bringing this up. So, and Belvedere was $1.2 million. So it's just knowing, so I think the grant is 2 million?
2 million.
2 million. So it's just being aware and being just full disclosure that when you go through this, I'm not saying the project is not something we don't want to do, it's just how much it would possibly end up costing, because it was fairly long ago, like this number, again, we don't know the number today, and I know you don't know the number
I
today.
know we have a ballpark number, but the other thing you have to understand, that's part of what was called for in this request for proposals.
Right,
They have to
right.
give us a construction estimate to do it also. So, I
Right.
mean, that's just the way it goes. And if something happens and we wind up slowing this project down, the price is only gonna keep going up. I mean,
Yeah, no, again, I'm not proposing, it's just for transparency here, that's all I'm saying. It could be a
No,
lot
I
more than $2
understand.
million, and where you only have 2 million coming from the grant, and the town would have to pay the difference. So that's, it was more for disclosure, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably looking at 2.5. With the 5, it's coming out of like the AQR money to cover the street portion, curb and gutter, that kind of stuff. The 2 million is to get the water and sewer lines replaced back beyond the curb, you know, that kind of stuff. Rebuild the street from there up,
Right.
and then put new subgrade, new surface on it.
Yeah,
So, the way we've got it figured, it's money that, it's not like we're asking for money out of the budget to do this, because the HUR money, the highway user revenue, is already there.
okay,
And we just received our letter of intent 2 weeks ago.
For HUR?
Yeah, so we know that that money's coming, but we don't hold it to that dollar figure, because it does
Change.
slip.
no, and I know
change
that,
it.
again, it was just for disclosure, it's not to stop anything, it's just to have that on record about the
Right.
cost of it.
Well, like I say, at this point, if this goes through and there's no hiccups anywheres and it doesn't get pushed back, 2.5 is a number to keep in
Yeah,
your head.
ballpark.
Okay.
Thank you.
Need a motion?
This one I would like.
I make a motion to award the bid for engineering services for the reconstruction of water, sewer, road, sidewalks, curb and gutter for Belvedere and Tillman Avenues to Davis Moore and Chiron and Associates LLC for the amount of $58,050.
Here a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have boards and commissions, council and government.
No meeting
Next week,
next week,
What day, what time?
October 8th,
5:30.
5:30.
Here.
And it's
Here.
here.
Okay. Great. Nothing for economic development right now. Park advisory board?
We have a meeting coming up on Tuesday, but just a couple things have happened, some positive things. So at the Wharf Park, they moved the swing set from where it was, and the reason for that is just in anticipation of the band shell as far as the parking lot, because it was taking up some of the, on the master plan, some of the parking lot per the master plan. So it was moved, so that's been done. And also, it also gives the ability for the swing set to be expanded at the park. So it's a good thing from that as well.
It looks great where it is.
Yeah, so that was done. And also on the trail, a bench was moved in order to have more of a scene associated with the creek, which is actually on Corsica Creek. So, which is good and a work in process. But thank you as far as, again, in moving that was great to do that. And the planter box on Front Street did not happen. There was illness, a couple team members, so that should be rescheduled in October. So, which should be great. And then the last thing was bamboo was taken down around the Captain's Walk. So, because that has really started to invade. But again, Public Works did a great job in kind of knocking that back some. So there's some things on the trail that have been done since our last meeting.
Awesome. Planning Commission.
Planning Commission had a work session last night to discuss changes to the sign ordinance concerning the shopping center signs. Okay. And so they should have a draft at their next meeting and maybe approve it then, maybe not. It's hard to say. So.
Okay.
But it's not coming to us like while I'm here, so.
Don't sound so excited.
Okay, and they meet again October 15th.
So you have one more meeting to go.
One more meeting.
One more
Planning
meeting to go.
Commission,
All
yes.
right. Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
Okay. Reports of department heads, town manager.
So I am happy to report we have made a conditional offer for a zoning administrator.
Yay.
The background has started, so they have a tentative start date of October 21st. And as long as everything,
Plans
you know,
out.
and that may,
That's great.
but it should be that day. So we're excited about that. I attended along with Kip and I'm trying to remember if Councilmember Huffer was there or not. I don't think. The Corsica Implementers meeting was last week. Couldn't remember if you were there.
Was it there?
So we gave a report on our wastewater treatment plant and the property at the SHA property down at the bottom across from Citgo. I have reached out to State Highway. There are no more changes that need to be made to the deed, so I have asked them, let's go on to the next step. So I'll wait to hear a timeline on that. October 14th is orientation for our new council members, so they'll have a nice long day that day, with lunch included. And then remind everyone that Monday, October 13th, town offices are closed, as well as the 21st, which is for cleaning day. And we actually will be getting our carpets cleaned at Town Hall that day. Actually, I'm looking forward to that. Just to give a little bit of an update, the building on Water Street, our leaning building on Water Street.
My favorite building in town.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carol had gotten some funds through Main Street, and part of it was her, I can't remember the name of the funds, but Community Legacy Funds. And she is, they have submitted the application to cover the cost of engineering for that building. So she will cover that cost, and then depending on how everything comes out, they're waiting for the engineering to be completed before they start on anything else, obviously. We'll talk to him about, I have money in the town's facade grant if he needs to do something on the front of that. That same gentleman also owns the lawyer's office on the corner of Drummond's old office, so they're also doing some facade grant through Carol for that as well.
That's excellent.
And that is all I have.
All right, great. Chief of Police. Thank you for that, Carolyn.
Yeah, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to bring the council up to date on a few things concerning the police department for the month of October. Some of it has to do with town assets, some of it has to do with department training, and I'll start in special events as well. I'll start with the town assets. So in this fiscal year, we were able to purchase 2 vehicles thanks to the council's approval. I just want to let the council know where we're at in that upfitting process. So those 2 vehicles were purchased after July 1. We recently were contacted by the outfitter. They've got all the equipment, so they should be up and running and in service by no later than the first week of December. So you should be seeing those vehicles ready for service by first week of December. One of the other assets is a hot topic with the council here lately, is the speed trailers. So we were able to get a hold of the actual manufacturing company of the speed trailers, got a response from them and not the person that actually sold it to us. So the manufacturing company has indicated that with both trailers, there are 2 key components that are missing that don't allow us to communicate with them remotely. So they both have modems, so we can communicate with them remotely. However, they need SIM cards that were not installed from the factory. However, I've been able to make them accessible to our community by a wired remote. So the company has recognized the fact that they're going to do their due diligence to get us the SIM card so we can get them up and running, operate them remotely. In the meantime, we can do it with a wired remote. It takes a little bit extra time. It's not quite as efficient, but we can do that. What we found with one of the trailers is the display board on it during the course of transport to our agency. Each display board has 12 panels inside, LED panels. One of those panels had been damaged in transport. They're expediting a panel to be fixed in that one. So we have one completely functioning operational, the second one, we're waiting on a panel so we can get that deployed in the community as needed. So that's just an update with those speed trailers.
Thank you.
Been asked a few different times. So we were fortunate that we were able to actually get a hold of the manufacturer and they were able to work with us. So that's the update for the speed trailers. In reference to training within our agency over the month of October, we have 2 officers that are scheduled to be sent to instructor courses. And what does that mean to us? Okay, so it gives the officer the ability to teach academic classes to our agency so we don't have to go outbound looking for training, which ultimately what that'll do is reduce the cost of what we're paying to another agency to train our officers. So right now, we're sitting at about 80% of our officers that are actually academic instructors. So I'm trying to reduce any type of cost we associate with outside training, like sourcing it out of the police department. The other thing is special events that I mentioned earlier. We have 8 events for the month of October at least. The first one being Rocking the Porch, which is October 5th.
This weekend.
This Saturday.
Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah, so it's from 2 p.m. to roughly 6 p.m. or whenever it stops. We have the homecoming parade that's coming up October 11th, and that's at 10 a.m. to roughly about maybe 12 p.m. that we're going to be participating with, helping direct traffic, facilitate smooth and safe traffic flow for them as well. October 22nd, we have a trunk or treat at the White Marsh Park that we're going to try to participate in. We have 2 officers, and our administrative assistant is going to be there to participate in that event. But the same evening, we will also be out at Symphony Village. We put on a fraud seminar for them about a year or 2 ago. They've requested us to return as well. No issues, and that should be right around 6 p.m. It starts if anybody wants to be in attendance for that. I think town manager was there last time we did it.
I'll make sure my parents go.
Yeah, I'm going
Hello.
again. I'm gonna go again this time.
Yeah, well, so
really
it was a
good.
wonderful
It's really good,
outcome. I
yeah.
mean, they had food, everything was there. We had a great attendance. We had a little bit of technical difficulties with the microphone and the PowerPoint from their equipment. So I think they've got that all rectified, so it should be a little bit smoother evening. Fall thing is at the Centreville Middle School on October 23rd. We typically participate in that, hand out goodies and swag and things at the middle school. And that is from 4 p.m. to roughly about 6:30 or 7 p.m. Centreville Day is October 25th, which typically we will be present there, help again facilitate some smooth traffic flow for the pedestrians. And I don't know yet, we're trying to figure out whether we're gonna have a display there or not. I'm not sure if we're going to yet or not. Depends on manpower and depends on whether the admin assistant will be there as well. But we do have 2 outstanding events. We haven't nailed down the dates for them, but we're trying to participate in what they call it, like Coffee with a Cop, where we sit down with community members. One is with Symphony Village, the other is with the veterans group here locally in town. We haven't nailed down the dates for them just yet, but they're super excited as much as we are to sit down with them and have some discussion about basically the state of the state or whatever they want to bring up that day. So we're looking forward to that as well. But as soon as we get the dates, I'll forward it to the council.
Awesome.
Great.
Quick brief update.
Yeah, no, thank you.
That was great.
Yeah, a lot going on in October.
Yeah.
Fall.
Fall is the best time of year here.
Fall is busy, and I love fall. Fall's my favorite time of the year.
Yeah,
Okay.
October, November, December, busy.
Yeah.
Super busy. As a matter of fact, we just received the permitting for the holiday parade, so we're gonna start that process to get everybody signed that and get them on board with that, so.
Awesome.
Any questions, concerns?
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you, great update.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, town attorney.
A lot going on, but I don't think I have anything for you all right now.
Very few have something for us, quite frankly. So, good. All right, Director of Public Works? Nothing, okay. I have something for you, though, so don't leave. Town Clerk.
I do, and so I never really have this much, so I'll try to be very fast. Our Instagram is now connected to Facebook, so that is up and running.
Excellent.
Thank you, Carolyn. We also, next week, myself and Carol D'Agostino are attending the Main Street Conference in Easton, October 7th and 8th, and that's all-day events, both days. I'm also attending the Fall MML Conference, October 12th through the 14th. Again, Centreville Day is October 25th, and this year we have we have Lego Rock and Robotics, and that's led by the University of Maryland, Queen Anne's County 4-H group. So kids can build a robot out of Legos, so that ought to be pretty cool. It's new this year, that'd be pretty cool there. On October 30th, with the Maryland Economic Development Association, I'll be attending an event on Talent is the Driver, Building Communities Where People Want to Live and Work. So it's an all-day economic forum about how to do that in your town. We're currently working with Carol. We're doing the Main Street Market Analysis, the 2015, to bring that to council, as well as the timeline for the new analysis for this year. So that's going well. Lots of events this weekend. This Saturday is the first free Saturday for our Historic Society, so we have a lot of buildings in town. These are free events. Wright's Chance is doing an exhibit of astonishing portraits from the world of Thomas McKenney, and these portraits are early 19th century indigenous leaders and their families from around here. So that would be cool. Tucker House, St. Paul Episcopal Church, and the Kennard African American Cultural Heritage Center also have events, and it's the first Saturday of every month going forward. So that is happening this weekend, so you cannot be bored in Centreville. Also, Economic Development Week is October 20th through the 23rd. We're going to participate with Queen Anne's County and do business walks, probably October 23rd. You will probably receive an invite from me to participate in that. You all are welcome. We're going to visit businesses in the town, and then we're going to be meeting again to do a stronger event in the spring, and then piggyback the spring event back to next October 2026 with all the cumulative information we receive from our market analysis, working with the county, and our spring business event. And CETA should be up by then, so we'll have a lot of things all connecting together. So that's all good, and that is everything. The save the dates, December 3rd at 6 p.m. is the Christmas tree lighting. That is being sponsored this year by Hammond Smith Lighting, so Public Works doesn't have to labor over the tree, which is good for them, and hopefully it'll be quite spectacular and exciting. We'll have a choir and light refreshments, so we hope you'll join us. And then December 5th is the annual holiday parade at 6:30. The theme this year is Bright Nights and Holiday Lights. So save the date.
That's great. I mean, a lot of work. I really want to say thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. The team, you know, I know.
We're all-
I'm looking,
yeah.
but a team effort here, I know. So it's just so important for the town, and I really appreciate you just jump-starting and moving forward on this. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all your everything.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, citizens forum. Awesome. Council roundtable, Council Vice President Keel.
I have nothing.
Okay. Councilmember Were.
Nothing to add?
It's your last roundtable. That's it.
That's great.
Something.
You should just say that's great.
Councilmember Huffer.
A couple things. So the mill, everybody can see the progress of the mill. Everything good as far as communication and how things are moving along there? All good?
Yes.
Do we have any sense of when it'll be done? Just out of curiosity.
He is pretty close right now. There's one wall, because he is gonna have to go before his intent is to put a building attached to that brick building in the back. So he's gonna have to go for site plan review through the planning commission. So I directed him to, our couple engineers here in town to say that you need help because you are in the critical area. So there's some lot coverage and, buffers and that kind of thing. So we will see when that gets submitted. So, but yeah, he's
Good,
moving along.
that's great. I mean, it's wonderful. I did get, as far as the homecoming football, unfortunately, I will not be here. It was great. I would love to be there for that, actually, but,
I'm gonna dig out my Letterman jacket for it. No,
There
I'm
you
just
go.
kidding. It won't fit me, but.
What?
So I was gonna dig out my Letterman jacket for it.
I'll try to do mine out there.
Very good. So the other thing was just the EDU allocation policy. So I assume that's kind of becoming like soon, because we've been talking about that for a while, and I know the TND and had to get that behind, and I think I was just curious kind of where that is, and just, we'll talk about that next month, or what do you think?
So Kip, Carolyn, and I met about it last week.
Excellent.
And because you're in a situation where you have limited allocations,
Right.
it'll be a different policy probably than your final policy will look like, but we thought something, and I think some of the things you all have talked about in your last couple of meetings of, for the commercial stuff related to economic development or creation of jobs or things, to give it a priority hierarchy rather than just first come, first serve, which is how it is now. So I would have said your next meeting, but your next meeting is the reorg, so it'll
Right,
be the
no.
first meeting in November is what we were
No, I figure
targeting.
next month. I'm just saying next
Yep.
month, so. Because of new members and all that. Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Thank you. That's it.
that's it. All right, I have a few things. So, first, it's been mentioned a couple times, but Rockin' the Porch, the Art Council's music event, is Sunday from 2 to 6, and they have a couple new things this year that I said I would mention. So there will be food. There was food last year, a food vendor, but also a beer garden this year on Lawyers Row. It's in partnership with Uno Mas, and so it's beer and margaritas, I think, that you can purchase, but you just stay in that area. But there's tons of bands going on the square, as well as bands on porches, over the main historic area of town. And then also new this year is they have raffle baskets that have been donated by some businesses around town, and they're going to sell tickets for those, I believe, also right on Lawyers Row. And I will be volunteering at that table for an hour, so please do come visit me. I think they're still looking for volunteers if anyone's interested in volunteering, but fingers crossed for good weather, and I think we'll have a good crowd in town. People came from all over for it last year and really loved it. I met a lot of people that weren't from here, and just a thank you in advance to CPD, who did such an excellent job with crowd control last year. It's a tough event because of people moving around all over the street, but I think it's worth it. And so really excited for that on Sunday. I was reached out to by a resident in Symphony Village that I don't believe I've ever met before, but about crosswalks at their clubhouse and the main intersection, painted crosswalks. This came up when I first got on the council years ago, and we were told that the Symphony Village board did not want any painted crosswalks in Symphony Village. That seems to have changed. Also, this resident's point was, why is it up to them? Why is it up to them when it's a town street? So yeah, so, I mean, as you know, I'm like really interested in how we can slow traffic and increase visibility and increase pedestrian safety. So to me, like on the face of it, yeah, let's paint some crosswalks, but
Well, the reason it wasn't because Symphony Village isn't a pass-through village. You have to be going in there to go there. You're not going anywhere else. With that being said, there was, it wasn't required when it was built. So the problem is, if we start this, there's a whole lot more intersections.
yeah.
And it's not gonna stop with just 2 of them. So,
So I'd be in favor of treating painted crosswalks similarly to how we have sidewalks. Of like, we know there are places in town. I saw someone on Facebook said Homewood Avenue crosswalk is washed out and they need a new crosswalk. Like, we know there are places in town that we could increase pedestrian safety and visibility, but we also know that we can't just like paint the whole town. But maybe we could start like a list. To me, Symphony Village would be maybe kind of low on that list because like you're saying, it's insular. This is not like kids walking to school. This is not.
and they have to remember, all the complaints are about the people that live there. So there might be some need for their own policing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same as in my neighborhood. Like, some of the worst offenders are the same people that scream and
live
yell
there.
about the need
Right.
for people to slow down back there, and then I see them run the stop signs. Like, fascinating to me on another level. But I do think, yes, you have a lot of people walking in Symphony Village. They all walk in the street for whatever reason,
Yeah.
so I also don't know.
And they have nice sidewalks.
But I did say to this resident that I would bring it up. We could think about maybe what a policy looks like, similar to sidewalks, for dealing with these pedestrian safety issues. But no, I hear what you're saying, that it's like, it's an insular community.
Yep.
It's them and their contractors and their visitors. It's not, there's no through traffic. Perhaps we could bring these issues up at your fraud seminar too, like just general safety.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And you know how I feel about that habit they have for that left-hand turn onto 213, if we could bring that up too. They like to wait instead of using the right of way. They wait in the middle of 213 and let people out of Taylor Mill Road. It's very unsafe for those of us that don't want to do that. People just come flying at you. But yeah, so I didn't make any commitments to them. I just said I would bring it up at the meeting, but I do appreciate yeah, it's really just their traffic. But I'd like us to think about how we could tackle some of these issues, even if it's just prioritizing what is the policy for getting a painted crosswalk.
Yeah, not a problem. We'll come up with something. Just remember when budget time rolls around.
Oh, hey, listen, I know.
Forget where you
But I
start
think these
there.
are the sorts of things that we should be prioritizing in a town budget. We have a very, very walkable town, and people walk everywhere. And so making that a little bit safer, to me, is a worthy investment. But, all right, thanks, Kip.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have one more thing, and this is unfortunate. This is for the public's information, but we are having challenges with our trash and recycling contractor. Well, they are having challenges. They are having challenges with the ability to take our recycling anywhere due to contamination. And so, a couple of things. One, please, to any residents listening, be mindful of what you're putting in recycling. Not everything that you think is recyclable necessarily. And when it gets contaminated, then that whole load of recycling has to be put in the trash. And so all the good that you're doing in attempting recycle could be being undone if you're not recycling well. Right now, our trash and recycling contractor does not have a reliable place to take the town's recycling. So if recycling is really, really important to you, as it is me, I'm going to be taking my recycling myself to the bins behind the health department until we get this figured out. But we are going to get this figured out. So we are going to be putting out for bid for a recycling contractor to see what options we have. In the meantime, just ask patience from everyone as we try to figure it out. It's an evolving situation. We are hopeful to be able to continue to provide recycling service, and we're going to do everything we can to get this figured out. But in the meantime, like I said, if recycling is something super important to you, you may want to take your recycling yourself. And I know that's really difficult to say when we're all paying trash and recycling fees on our utility bills, and certainly isn't the message I want to share, but we felt that it was important to let the public know, rather than just know your recycling is quite possibly getting thrown out, and not give you the opportunity to do something yourself in this interim time while we try to figure it out. And so Carolyn always laughs when I do this, but if anyone wants to talk about this recycling issue, please do not call and yell at the town staff. You can call and yell at me anytime, and my number is 410-758-7067. That's my direct cell. And so just super ask, if you're angry about your water bill, if you're angry about trash and recycling, town staff's just here to do a job, and they all do it really, really well. And so if you want to yell at somebody, I would super love to do that with you. So that's my cell number, and truly any resident that can have a respectful conversation can call me anytime. But that's just the unfortunate reality of our recycling situation right now, and we're gonna do everything we can to fix it. And I just wanna thank you, Kip, and your team for being on top of things like this so that we're not caught off guard and we can come up with a plan. And I just feel, I have a ton of trust in you and your team, and so thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
But that is all I have. Super fun way to end the meeting. We'll just remind you about rocking the porch at the very end instead. Do we have a motion to
It's been a
adjourn?
gorgeous weekend, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be
weather-wise?
beautiful out.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
Great. Okay.
Since Jim was right.